With the introduction of the RLX for 2014, Acura has positioned the TL firmly as their sportiest model, and we happen to have the sportiest TL. So, does it have what it takes to compete with the German luxury cars, or is it another wannabe? I'm your host, Alex LaFries. Welcome to The Open Road. The TL has changed very little for 2014 and has retained all of its best elements, including its engine. It's a dual overhead cam, normally aspirated VTEC 6-cylinder, putting out 305 horsepower. You can get this car with a 280 horsepower version of the same engine, but not only would you be getting 25 less horsepower, but you are not getting Acura's super handling all-wheel drive, or as Derek D would say, shawty. And it is phenomenal. What makes it super handling is torque vectoring. Essentially what torque vectoring is the car will actually brake the inside wheels in a corner, not brake the outside wheels, and it will allow you to corner faster. And let me tell you, you actually can feel a difference. The urgency with which this car can take corners is really pretty amazing. The 6-speed manual transmission that comes in this car is very, very good. I drove an Acura ILX with a manual, and it actually felt a little too smooth. This, on the other hand, is smooth but slightly notchy. It's got a nice, short, very positive throw, so I can't complain about that. And let me address the manual transmission for just a moment. I would get a manual in the TL if it was sort of my only car. But if you've got something cool, say a 911, a Corvette, and you're getting the TL as your everyday driver, I would probably go with the automatic if I'm being honest. But the transmission feels great, clutch feels good, again, not too light. The one area in ride and handling where this car really falls short is the steering. It's just too light for a car that is supposed to be this sporty. It's accurate enough, but all of Acura's cars just seem to have really, really light steering. It's not all that communicative, big word for the day. So that is the one area from a handling standpoint that Acura definitely could work on for the next generation. Let's talk for a sec about the exterior of the TL. I've asked quite a few people this week what their opinion is, and I've gotten some mixed reactions. Everything from it looks like a mid-2000s Buick to people absolutely love it. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. There are a few areas where I think Acura could improve. This has 18-inch alloy, 5-spoke wheels, and they're big enough, they just look a little lazy. They're just about as simple a wheel as you could get. So throw a little more imagination into it, make a wheel that really looks cool. Another thing that I've never liked is the little swoop above the front wheel wells. It's like Acura's got this nice strong line coming all the way from the trunk, and then all of a sudden just boop, sort of tips it over a little bit. I don't like it. The other thing I don't like is the grille. I don't really like this generation of grille on any of the Acuras. Certain ones like the RDX, it looks better on than others, but this whole front end to me just looks a little old-fashioned. Not a fan. The interior in the TL is pretty darn similar to every other interior that Acura makes, and that's not a bad thing. There is a lot of kind of hard plastics, but everything is smartly laid out. This tester has the technology package, so it comes with a premium stereo, full Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, Sirius XM radio, heated seats, yada yada. Another area of the interior that I really like is the gauge cluster. You've got a big tack on the left, obviously with this manual transmission, very much needed. You've got a big speedometer on the right, and this car is fast, so you're going to need that too. And the information screen right in the middle. Everything is very easy to read. It's got manual fuel and temp gauges, which is nice as opposed to the digital ones. This steering wheel is a big, bolstered, race-inspired wheel, and the seats have a nice bolstering to them as well. Rear leg room leaves something to be desired. Granted, I'm a pretty big guy, and I'm Detroit leaning, name an artist. But still, the back seat, this is a pretty big car, and the back seat is not as good as some other sedans I've sat in that are around this size, but the trunk sort of redeems it a little bit. It's got a big, nice trunk and does have a pass-through for putting skis or ski poles in, so makes pretty good marks there. Our tester comes in at right about $45,000, and for that kind of money, I think the TL is one of the best values out there. That's about a full 10 grand less than an equivalent BMW 5 Series, Mercedes E-Class, or Audi A6. Now, don't let anybody tell you that this is as good as those, but then again, 10 grand is a lot of money. I'm your host, Alex LaFries. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the open road.